Hi, I'm Kate, and I'm going to show you how to do forward-facing in a Bjorn One carrier. First, I'm going to go over a little bit of forward-facing safety. Just like with any baby wearing, you want to be sure that your baby's airway is clear. Also, for forward-facing, you want to make sure that your baby's not getting overstimulated. And because this is a narrow-based carrier, you want to make sure that your baby has healthy hips. If your baby does have hip dysplasia, talk to your doctor before doing any wearing. So, briefly going through those a little more detail. For keeping your baby's airway open, your baby needs to be strong enough that during tummy time, if they push themselves up and look side to side, they can do that without falling down. That means they have the strength to hold themselves up to keep their airway open forward facing. If they do start to fall asleep though, make sure you turn them inwards, because if they fall asleep, they are going to slump down like that, obviously, and close off that airway. So always be careful, since you can't see them as well when they're facing forward. And then for overstimulation, some babies love to see the world and just want to see everything. Others, it's a little overwhelming and it gets to be a little too much. If your baby is getting overstimulated, face them inwards, give them a break. You know your baby best. And then also, again, with the hip dysplasia, if your baby does have it or joint issues, check with your doctor. But if your baby is healthy, then you have no problem. You can go ahead and forward face. And any narrow-based carrier is just fine. So going into the carrier, so the Bjorn One looks a little complicated, but once you get it figured out, it's actually really neat. So there's a couple adjustments that you want to make ahead of time. The first one, I'll try to show you, there's this zipper. It's a red zipper, and there's two spaces that it can get zipped to. One is labeled newborn and the other is labeled toddler. So right now it's set to the newborn position, since I have a small doll that I'll be demoing with. So you can just unzip it if you need a bigger kid. And then the other one for forward facing, on the front of the carrier, so this is sort of the waist belt at the bottom of this panel, there are these two zippers that, when they're all the way zipped, it's the base of the carrier for a bigger kid to be facing inwards. And then if you unzip them, that's what makes it a narrower based carrier. So you just unzip them, and then they have these flaps, so it's much looser. So an infant could fit in more easily and still be knee to knee without being hyperextended, or you can use it for forward facing. So once you've made those adjustments, setting your height and then opening to the narrower base with those zippers, then you have to figure out how to put it on. So there's this panel that comes down, and then there's these straps. So there's a back piece that's like a chest clip, but it doesn't unclip like a normal or a traditional SSC. So you're going to have that be facing your back, and then you're going to put these arms on like that. Okay? And then you can take the waist belt and clip that in the back and adjust that, and then also cinch down the harness. You have to loosen this to get it off. So, all right, and now you're ready for your baby. So go ahead and get your baby and situate them so that they're centered over the base of the carrier. And now she's pretty small, so you can see though this is where that narrow base is. So once you have her sitting in there, you can do, there's these side clips, and I'll show you, I'm going to suffocate my baby for a second, but she doesn't mind. So this clip will slide into here, like that. Same thing on the other side. Normally you wouldn't be covering your baby's face like this. I'm just trying to show you. Okay. And now that panel folds down, and there's my baby. Now you can see her face. And then there's two more clips to hold her in a little more securely. So these just clip up onto the shoulder. That, and they just snap in. And there you go. And this can fold down. It can fold up if your baby's a little bigger. But there you go. Now you can see again, her legs are free. It's a little hard because it's black. But these are those flaps that are loose, and that zipper that we undid is right here. So there you go. To get baby back out, you just push these little buttons to loosen those clips and pull up and off. and up and off, and then same thing on these ones on the side. I'll show you a little on this one. Just pull them out, and you can take out baby. Thank you.